I always say the same thing. Relationships are number one. If you go through life where the relationship is the most important thing, the money will always follow suit.
Yeah.
Right? People will throw money at you if you bring them more. How hard is that? If I make you more than I charge you, you'll never stop giving me money. So just
provide a good value.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
Provide a good service.
That's the basis.
People overthink it.
That's the basis of a sale. A sale is like if value exceeds price, a sale is made. That's it.
Yeah, if you can help people make more money, it's always the easiest thing to sell, right? Because your numbers will talk for themselves. Your history will speak.
Agreed.
But people focus on the wrong things, I think.
Well, I think when you're younger, you generally tend to do that, right? Because you need the money real bad. Maybe it is coming from a place of privilege and or just maybe accomplishment where when you're younger, you don't have the fortune of being there yet necessarily. Right. And so you have to put food on the table, and desperate people do desperate things. And unfortunately, they're generally not good. And so when you resort to desperate measures, then we all know where that leads you. So then you get to the point in your life where you've already built those relationships and you're not chasing money anymore because you're already living somewhat comfortably. Now you can really just focus on the core value of what makes you a good human, which is just being a good goddamn human. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah. All right, guys, back in the studio. We got Peter Roth here today. He owns a call center, so we're going to talk about cold calling and what's new in the call center business, man. How's it going?
I'm doing really good, man. How about you?
Yeah? Your team take a lot of calls today?
Yeah, probably 50 or 100,000, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Damn, that many?
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. So it's volume.
Oh, and we've got probably, I don't even know, I lost count, hundreds of agents now spread out throughout our call centers.
Wow.
Yeah.
You haven't replaced them with AI yet?
You can't.
Oh, legally?
Yeah, you legally can't.
Oh, I didn't know they already
you operate in some third world country.
I didn't know they already introduced legislator around that.
Oh yeah, TCPA banned that in February of 2024.
Wow.
You can't use AI for cold calling.
Okay.
You can use it like once you got opt-in.
Yeah.
It's like if someone already agreed to get your messaging or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. You can
got it.
And you should do that then. I'm pro AI, by the way. I'm not like anti-AI. Yeah, I'm super pro, but yeah, you just can't use it for like cold calling and stuff like that. So,
got it.
Yeah, if you want people out there like army of phone calls going out there booking appointments for whatever business you're in, yeah, you're stuck with humans. It's a good thing.
I feel like some of the voicemails I get are from AI though.
Oh, I bet. No, people are flagrantly breaking laws every day. I mean, I don't think there's anything new. I'm not shocking anybody with that, right? But that happens all the time. But yeah, I mean, FCC is cracking down on it hard.
Oh yeah.
Well, they have to because it's I joke about this on every podcast I ever go on, but it's like if they were to legalize that, your phone right now would there be like smoke coming out? Because cell phone tires will be on fire. Yeah. There'd be so many calls coming.
Dude, I will never sign up for a business funding offer ever again. I get 10 voicemails a day.
Oh yeah, and you can't get off of it.
You can't. Even when you block them, they got a new number.
It doesn't. No, they call from a different number every time. It makes no difference.
Because you could buy a number for what, like super cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They'll find out too.
Yeah, they're just cycling through them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
But no, that's a really good thing that they banned AI because a lot of people, like a common misconception is that people think like it's cold calling dead, and that's a huge misconception because it's actually stronger than ever now.
Wow.
Because of AI. AI actually kind of like solidified a place in the world for cold calling because they've banned AI. It means now they're reducing the amount of junk and noise that's coming through to your phone. Because if they were to open it up, well, then could you imagine the amount of garbage?
Oh my God.
Just enough garbage you get now, right? Could you imagine the sheer amount of garbage you'd get then?
Yeah.
Right. So because they took those measures and have blocked that garbage and that noise from coming through, now it leaves room for like legitimate companies to actually still cold call homeowners and businesses or whatever and actually present them with a legitimate offer. So if you're in that type of business, good for you. You can actually still operate because there is still room in the world for legitimate, honest cold calling.
It's a great point because I'd probably take an hour a day in my email just sending shit to spam. Or deleting them. Don't even. You're giving me like PTSD. Right? Cleaning my email. Every morning I get like at least 50.
That's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is like I have to like reduce stress and anxiety. So the first thing I do is get rid of all the junk.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we're the same.
Yeah, it's
same.
nuts. So my point being is I hope calls don't get to that point ever.
Well, that's my point, right? Is like as long as they don't change, which I don't see why they would, then there is still a place in this world, or at least in this country, for honest businesses to keep that method of outreach.
Yeah.
So
is the cold calling, because you mentioned you're doing like 100,000 calls a day, is that pretty strategic outreach, or are you just going for the masses on that?
No, it's always strategic. I mean, you can, I guess, theoretically take the shotgun approach, but we're far more surgical than that. And as anyone should be, like if anyone is listening to this right now and they're contemplating like, hey, maybe I want to build my own call center. I mean, you should try. That's always a good idea. But yes, you should always take like the more surgical approach. Just, blasting, just, doing the whole like, throwing and see what sticks to the wall methodology. It can work, but you'll burn through a lot of money real fast.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, data ain't cheap. That phone numbers aren't free. Agents aren't free. Software isn't free. Everything costs money. So you'll burn through your budget real fast.
Are you buying like data lists a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, same
sure.
here.
But you have to be really, like I said, you got to be surgical. Like you have to be careful and thoughtful. It's like, who am I going to reach out to? I'm not just going to call everybody in the city of Las Vegas or Denver or wherever you're like. Don't just call everybody. Like be thoughtful. Like so, if you're a roofer or whatever, like whatever business you're in, think or talk to ChatGPT. Right? Like you don't even need me. Talk to ChatGPT and like ask it like who should I be filtering for? Like what type of homeowners should I be calling or whatever your audience is.
Yeah, I might have to try the cold calls. Cold emails work really well for me.
Do they really?
Yeah, I'm generating 6 figures a month just off cold email.
That's outstanding. I love to hear that.
And
it's legal. So I mean,
it's legal.
Why the hell not? But you just need good quality.
You need good
high
leads.
skilled. Yeah, you need good leads, and you need good people who know how to do it right.
Good closers.
You need good closers, but you also need like people who can run the software for you.
Right.
I'm assuming you don't do it yourself, right? You got people who probably help.
I know how to do it, but I got people helping me. There's actually pretty cheap software these days.
Yeah.
We use Instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Does Instantly do calls or no?
No.
Oh, they don't.
No,
so that's a separate software.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good for email though. They even warm up your emails. So you don't go to spam,
I've seen that.
Yeah, so shout out to them. They don't even sponsor. I just genuinely find value in their service.
That's good. Yeah, we were going to look into that, and I don't know why I didn't. But now you kind of got me.
I mean, you're doing calls. You might as well do emails.
Yeah. It's way more cost effective. For
sure,
too.
Way cheaper. Yeah, you could buy a good email list for like a couple $100. I don't know how much phone numbers cost, but
no, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
What are you selling through that? Like, what's your typical
so offer? I have in-person events. So I can fill up. It's really cool. Like I could go to any major city and get 500 people in a room. No paid ads. All cold email.
That's really smart.
Yeah, I've done it 20 times. A lot of people can't even fill up an event in their own town, but like I can go to Miami, I could go to New York, LA, Texas.
And it's your own event.
Yeah.
You're doing your own event.
Yeah, no sponsors, all self-funded. No speakers.
That's really smart.
Yeah. So I do that for cold email. Sometimes I'll do it for the podcast if I'm in a certain city. So if I'm filming in like Miami, I'll email entrepreneurs there making 10 mil plus a year in revenue to come on the show. So I'll send that blast out, fill up guests for 3 days straight, in and out.
That's so smart.
Yeah. You could get really targeted with it. You could do job titles, revenue, number of employees.
Yeah, we tinker around with like Apollo and stuff like that.
Yeah, Apollo's decent. I use that one too.
What else do you
The
use?
best list one, I don't know if they sell I think they do sell numbers, is listkit.io because they triple verify their leads.
Okay.
They've and I test like open rates and stuff. I've tested Apollo instantly. We're getting really nerdy right now. Barely anyone's gonna understand this. I know. But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love nerding out. Yeah. And ListKit has the best open rates.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to.
We'll talk after. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
But what's the main offer you're pushing now? I'm sure you got a ton of good stories selling cold call offers.
I don't. Well, the funny thing is, like now I'm so targeted now. Maybe just because I was about to say I'm 49, but that ended like 3 days ago.
50? Damn.
R.I.P. 40s.
You're in Vegas, so.
R.I.P. 40s. They just turned 50. So, no, now I'm like super, back to the surgical reference. Now I'm really surgical with what I do. I used to have shiny object syndrome. I think like every other.
Every guy.
Every entrepreneur has shiny object syndrome. I've had to maybe watching too much Hormozy or something. like really just be targeting and just really focusing on the thing that I do best now. And so I turn down offers all the time. I've got people who come to me with really great business ideas, but I literally have to just reject.
I'm the same way
because
if it's not going to bring in 7 figures, I mean, why dedicate the time and effort?
I totally agree with you. If it doesn't have that potential, then why even waste a single minute? I look at everything like I look at it as a marriage now, pretty much. So for every relationship, every business venture, everything has to have like basically 100-year lifespan.
Yeah.
So. It's the same thing. But so now I don't do crazy offers. I don't do crazy anything. I just do one thing. And I talk to companies who can see the benefit of, having a call center built out for them and can get their sales reps into homes or in meetings with company owners or whoever they want to be talking to.
Got it. Yeah, I think cold email would crush for you, dude.
Probably.
I think you could land a lot of clients because you already have the track record, which is the tough part. You built the business out. You got proven companies you've worked with.
Yep.
That's the hard part. The email part's easy.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. definitely round that up. So you basically approach these companies and you help them build a call center so they can sell their services more.
I don't even approach them. They come to me, thankfully.
Oh, wow. Word of mouth.
Knock on some wood. But yeah, mostly just word of mouth. Well, and, talking to guys like you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, thankfully now I'm in a place where I don't really have to do too much advertising really anymore. I
Nice.
do very, very little of it. So now, most people just kind of tend to find me through the usual channels and through reputation and through treating people right and, not screwing up too bad here. Just treat people right and be committed to their success. I always say the same thing. It's like relationships are number one, right? Like if you go through life where the relationship is the most important thing, the money will always follow suit.
Yeah.
Right? People will throw money at you if you bring them more money, right? How hard is that? All right. If I make you more than I charge you, you'll never stop giving me money.
Yep.
So just
provide a good value.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
Provide a good service.
That's the basis.
People overthink it.
That's the basis of a sale. A sale is like if value exceeds price, a sale is made.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, if you can help people make more money, it's always the easiest thing to sell.
Yeah.
Right? Because your numbers will talk for themselves. Your history will speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
But people focus on the wrong things, I think.
Well, I think when you're younger, you generally tend to do that, right? Because you need the money real bad. And, I think maybe this comes from a place of, I don't want to say privilege, but maybe that's the best way to put it. But like maybe it is coming from a place of privilege and or just maybe accomplishment where when you're younger, you don't have the fortune of being there yet necessarily. Right. And so you're still, you have to put food on the table and desperate people do desperate things. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they're generally not good.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you resort to desperate measures, then we all know where that leads you. So then you get to the point in your life where you've already built those relationships and you're not chasing money anymore because you're already living somewhat comfortably. Now you can really just focus on the core value of what makes you a good human, which is just being a good goddamn human. Just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Right. And everything will be basically fine.
For sure. When did this start taking off for you? Have you been in the call center industry for a while?
Not selling them the way that I do now. So I got into the call center space kind of by accident. I sort of fell into it because I was running a large sales organization in the world of solar, RIP solar.
Yeah, that was a bubble, huh?
I mean, it's still there, but it's definitely.
There's only so many roofs in the world, right?
Well, no. The funny thing is that's not the problem. It's not the market.
Oh,
that's
really?
The problem. It's the value. It's the perception. I was on stage in Austin last week, and I was talking to a room full of people, and I go, how many people here? It was a home services based event, and I said, how many people by show of hands here are in solar? And quite a few people, and so they raised their hand. And I was like, so you guys won't know exactly what I mean when I say this, but I go, if I was sitting in a room full of 100 random people, not business owners, just random people, and it was kind of one of those free flowing what's that term? Where I say a word and then you say a word back. What's that thing? You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? So if I said the word solar, there's a really strong chance about a third of you people in this audience right now would be like, solar's a scam, right? It's like a third of the audience would yell back. Now, if I did the same thing and I just said air conditioning, ain't no one going to be like, air conditioning's a scam.
No one, yeah.
No one, not a single person, right? There's your problem. Right, there's your problem with your industry right there. Like
the bias.
You guys screwed it for yourselves. Now you get to lay in it,
Because they overpromised, like.
Oh, they did all kinds of. There was all kinds of scammy shit going on.
Yeah.
So I could talk about it for all day, but there was all kinds of scammy shit going on. So, I still do work with a lot of solar companies, just not as many anymore. So now I work. I love home services. That's just kind of an industry that I sort of fell into by.
Roofing's a good one.
Roofing is great. I like HVAC. HVAC is my favorite. Maybe because I'm partial to it because I used to own an HVAC company for a long time. Also a crazy story. But so, now these companies just kind of find me, because I talk to a lot of them on a daily basis. And they all want to be in more homes and they all want to talk to more homeowners and they all want more business and they all don't think about call centers.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a new thing for them.
Yeah, it's not like the sexy lead gen method, right? They want to be running ads and doing videos.
Yeah, everyone still thinks about digital media, as their primary source of marketing, which is great. I'm not anti-digital marketing. I'm all for it too. But I think that's now we're seeing a big resurgence in traditional media coming back. TV, radio, mailers, all that kind of stuff, because that's what happens when you ignore something for a long time. Yeah. It starts working again because it's no longer saturated with a bunch of scammy offers. Mm-hmm. So now it becomes once again revived with energy and is now a viable resource.
Yeah.
So that's why mailers are now working again because people are actually opening I haven't received a mailer in a long time. Let me actually open this one.
I do open a lot of mailers, actually.
Isn't that interesting? But like 20 years ago, you probably didn't.
No.
20 years ago, you would, it was piled up because that's what everyone did.
Yeah. Yeah, they're getting good at making them appealing, too.
Yeah, but now the equivalent is Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Right now, that's the equivalent of a mailer. So it's like, isn't that interesting how the tables have turned?
Yeah.
Right. Like now it's Facebook ads because those are super saturated and with a shit ton of scammy offers. So now people aren't paying attention to that. So now they're back to the old school stuff.
Call centers have been trued and tested, I feel like.
For sure.
For a long time, right?
For sure. Yeah, they'll never even, like Ryan Panetta, love you, by the way. Even like Ryan Panetta's like anti-call centers, and I'll chat with you one day. But he's, he thinks it's a dying art, he thinks it's a dying channel, and I, totally disagree. But there's a huge opportunity, I think, for companies, or it's actually, we work with like like a lot of fundraisers and charities and stuff like that. And that's a huge new area that we're about to crack into is kind of the whole charity side of thing and fundraising side of thing. Because it's the same thing, right? It's just
they need more donors, right?
Just cold outreach.
Yeah.
And again, they're not used to it. So once what was old is now new again. So now there's a huge opportunity in that space.
That's smart. So, and they got massive lead lists too, I bet.
Yeah, and they're really good at that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
They already have.
Oh yeah.
They already have that stuff.
Dude, I donated once to like Save the Children, not to put them on blast, but I get a mailer, I get texts, I get emails.
Yeah.
Like once a week at least.
Isn't it interesting how good of a business they run though? Can you imagine like if most businesses ran a business like that, where everything was so methodical and so well thought through, like as soon as someone became a client or a donor or whatever, that they immediately became enrolled in this chain of events?
Yeah.
And isn't that interesting how amazingly skilled they are at it, even though they're technically not for profit?
Yeah, it is you got to appreciate that because it's hard to gain a client, but to keep them,
Of course.
It's even harder.
Of course.
Yeah, so you want to make them happy, and to do that over decades is
and it's interesting you brought that up, the whole thing, because that's what I'm seeing like in the HVAC space. I don't want to keep drilling about HVAC, but like that's one thing that I noticed about HVAC, where those guys tend to ride on their laurels a lot. Because HVAC is a little bit unique as opposed to like a lot of other business types, even within the home services space. So like anyone who's watching this, if like you're in roofing or you're in solar or business like that, where where your lifetime value of your client is kind of like a one and done thing, pay attention, because you probably are going to agree with me on this, that you always are struggling because you always need a new client. Like you always need to replace your clients with a new one, because as soon as they buy from you, they're done. Right? They've already made their once in a lifetime purchase from you, because how many roofs are you going to buy in your life?
Yeah.
How many times are you going to get solar in your life, right? It's a one and done.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually gets the job done, that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. They have fall staples that you'll actually want to wear, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere for just $60. They also got classic fit denim and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. They've really become a go-to across the board. You guys know how I love linen and how I've talked about it on previous episodes. I picked up some linen pants and they feel incredible. The quality is definitely noticeable compared to other brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/DSH for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. They're also available in Canada too.
HVAC companies aren't like that. They have a very large pipeline of existing clients whose shit always breaks.
Smart.
Right. So for them, it's easy. In other words, they're also kind of spoiled because they don't really have to go out and drum up new business all the time, because they could theoretically just survive on their existing book of business.
Wow.
But therein lies the problem, because then they get lazy.
They get complacent.
Yeah,
because you got to replace your unit every 10 years.
Yeah.
And you probably have to repair it like 5 times, right? In between.
But that's what's so interesting about like the solar guys and the roofing guys, is they're hustlers. They got that hustler mentality because they have to, because it's a one and done thing. So they got to go get a new customer every damn day if they want to eat. So they bring a unique skill set to the table, whereas like these HVAC guys tend to get a little bit complacent. And so I like opening up their eyes. I like showing them like, hey, I'm glad you guys are doing well. I mean, good for you, kudos. But like, do you realize how much money you're leaving on the table? Like how much more business you could be doing if you just adopted this different mentality of like sink or swim.
Yeah, you're making me want to get in the HVAC business.
It's a really good.
I think with the rise of AI, it's heading back towards brick and mortar, like blue collar work. You know.
I was talking with Brad Lee about this very same subject exactly 1 month ago. That was literally the nature of most of our podcasts. Talking about how like AI is obviously taking over most of the world, but how it's also protecting and kind of sheltering certain corners of it, which you go back and you read the comments on our podcast, it was all sorts of people just blasting it, going, what are you talking about? In China, there's a robot for this and a robot for that. And yes, flamer guy on, I get it. I agree with you. There are, of course, robots that can do all kinds of stuff. But like, let's also be realistic about this sort of thing. Like, when is it realistic when a robot will come into your house and replace a complex machine like an HVAC system and an AC?
Probably like 20 years.
Bare minimum. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Right? Who knows? It may be with the rise of like actual autonomous robots, like fully autonomous robots. Fine. I'll give it to you then. But you know what? When that happens, we're all fucked, right? Like we're all fucked. We're not going to be having this conversation. We're going to be having a very different kind of a conversation from a bunker.
I mean, I'm already preparing, and I think podcasts will be one of the last to go. But I still think it's a threat because I'm listening to AI Joe Rogan episodes with him interviewing dead people, and it's damn good, dude. It's fucking nuts. Like most people cannot tell that's AI.
I know. It's creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy for sure. I get videos every day now when I'm scrolling. I have to literally zoom in. It's that good now.
Well, and that's today. Like, what's even 6 months or a year from now? That's it. You won't be able to do anything. Yeah, you won't be able to differentiate at all. But yeah, But the point of this conversation is like, home services are about as shielded as I suppose any industry can be.
Yeah, right? Compared to other stuff, I'd say they're sitting well.
Yeah, I mean, lawyers for sure.
They're done.
That's scary.
No, they're done. I talk to lawyers at least weekly about this, and they don't hire paralegals anymore.
Yeah,
they just use AI.
Yeah, but what about when it's coming from? I mean, like, Jesus, how many things have I gone to for ChatGPT? How many things have you gone to?
I just put my blood work in yesterday. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting health advice now, so I don't need doctors. I get legal advice now.
Yeah.
I would only need a lawyer if I have to go to actual trial, I think.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah. I agree with you. So, yeah, home services companies, I think, are in a unique position where, like I said, until we have fully autonomous robots, which I don't think is going to be any time in the next, probably not in at least for another 20 years or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, here we are.
Drivers are done. There's already in Vegas, they're spreading everywhere now. These self-driving cars.
Yeah, it was my first Waymo, just like
Waymo. And Luke's is another one.
Okay,
it's like the square one. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah.
Drivers are done.
It's like one of my most watched TikTok videos.
Oh, really?
It's me getting into a Waymo.
Yeah, I got in one in San Fran, and it was weird.
It is super weird.
It was weird, but
I was a little nervous. I'm not.
Yeah, that's the future, though.
Quite nervous.
I mean, to be honest, it's probably safer than an Uber, though.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you're right. But did you see that video of some random Waymo? I don't remember where I was in the country. This was just like 2 weeks ago of some Waymo like wandering around a golf course.
No way.
Totally got screwed. Totally just got lost on a golf course.
Wow.
And just like doing 20 point turns on.
Someone might have hacked that green. One.
That's hilarious.
There was one where some guy got stuck. It was doing like a loop. He had to call them and have them manually shut off the car, which it's kind of creepy that they could do that too. But
yeah. Well, I actually did hear that they do have a team of people who are monitoring, like, hundreds of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Just in case something goes haywire.
Yeah.
I would hope
planes
so.
Yeah. Planes will be next.
Yeah, that's freaky. But no, it makes perfect sense. I mean, because we have unmanned drones doing everything for us, so what's the difference?
Yeah. Most of the flights, I've talked to pilots, most of the flight is already autopilot.
For sure.
They're just there to make sure shit doesn't go wrong. But yeah, dude. Future's here. Having kids now, you got to really prepare them to learn some skills that can't be replaced easily.
I know. Like, I've got a daughter who's in college right now, and I'm having to have this conversation with her on a regular basis. Like, be careful with what you do because, I mean, it's coming for you.
What is she majoring in?
Well, now she's in marketing.
Okay.
So now she's in marketing.
That's going to be hard to replace.
But
actually,
I don't know. I mean, it depends what aspect of it that you do.
Like I went on ChatGPT and got marketing advice for the podcast, and it was pretty good.
It
was pretty solid.
Look, I follow quite a few pretty high level business coaches, and I think the ones who are honest, the ones who aren't just looking for a quick buck, they will come out and just straight up come out and say now it's like, hey, you don't need a coach anymore. Just get the pro level ChatGPT.
Yep.
And just start talking on a regular basis.
It's that good, yeah.
And just tell it what you really are trying to accomplish, and just say, act like a high level business coach.
Yep.
The honest ones will say you really don't need to be giving us your money anymore.
I just saw Ryan Stewman talk about this.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan. Yep, that's exactly.
Yeah, he said he paid not to put them on blast, but he paid Patrick Bet-David and Dan Martell for coaching.
That's right. We saw the same post.
Yeah, he said AI was 10 times better.
That's right. Well, there you go.
And those are two of the top business guys in the space.
That's right.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess with marketing, you got to really niche down and figure out how you can kind of do that.
Yep. Well, that's so funny. Yep, we read the exact same post. Yeah. That's exactly where
I tried going to Rutgers for marketing.
You tried what?
Going to Rutgers for marketing when I was in college. I didn't make it.
I went to Syracuse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good old Syracuse. You guys had a good basketball team.
I don't watch sports at all.
Oh, you don't?
No, I was such like an alien in an alien planet when I was there because I was like I was like this like good little Jewish boy. I actually wore a yarmulke.
Oh, you wore the thing?
For the first year.
Dude, I will never forget. I played a basketball team, and they all had them during the games. I was like, what is this? I never saw that growing up.
Was it like Yeshiva University or something?
They were some Jewish. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine who else.
They all walked in unison. It was impressive.
That's funny.
It was really impressive. I'll never forget that.
But yeah, dude, I was, needless to say, not the popular one.
Yeah. Huge introvert?
No, not at all. I was just like, I came from, my parents thought I was, not doing well in high school when I was a kid. And so they sent me to this like little private Jewish high school. And as a result of, dating some Jewish girl, inevitably it just rubbed off on me. So now I became, a very observant Jew.
Wow.
It just didn't last very long. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you were a little rebellious growing up, huh?
No, I wasn't bad. No, honestly, God, I mean, compared to kids now, Jesus.
Oh, man.
I was like a saint.
Don't get me started.
No, I mean, I was like, other than I think breaking into a few cars and smoking some weed, I realize that first one makes me probably sound pretty bad.
Probably,
yeah. But other than that, no, I didn't really do anything all that bad.
Yeah.
So
I used to smoke with one head looking this way. It was illegal in Jersey.
Of course. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I had so much paranoia smoking weed in Jersey.
Sure.
Now it's legal. Times have changed, man.
Well, I'm from Colorado. It's like we kind of
you were the first state.
We led the change for that.
I used to fly there just so I could feel safe smoking.
Are you serious?
Dead ass. Because when you're I don't anymore. Okay. Now there's a lot of studies against it, not to like scare you, but
no, good. I mean good because I don't. Yeah.
Oh, you don't anymore?
No. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually not a fan.
No.
I used to fight with my mom about it, but she was right.
Well, I just get lazy and tired and paranoid and hungry.
Same.
All
of that.
I'm like, I don't need help in any of those departments. I don't need any help eating more food. I don't need any help feeling lazy. I'm like, geez, I can just do that on my own.
Yeah.
I really don't need any assistance.
Man, those late night munchies, just eating the worst food.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm all good. Yeah.
Plus, the shit is so strong now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Because when I was a kid, it was like
it was bad.
Not that big of a deal. Like,
you would barely get high.
Yeah, you could smoke a whole joint. Now it's like you take one hit. And you're contemplating like whether you
going to the ER.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I've been
should
there.
I call an ambulance?
I've eaten an edible and I thought I was dying. I literally was calling people. Have you ever had an edible?
Oh yeah, a few times.
Oh my god.
I just don't like any of that shit because I just hate the way it makes me feel.
You're not in control anymore.
No, I hate the way it makes me feel.
Yeah, I don't even drink anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I have stopped drinking almost entirely. But then again, I'm one of the few guys who openly says that he takes Ozempic, so I have no problem.
At least you own it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So were you a lot heavier than you are now?
Yeah, I probably lost almost 50 pounds.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the call center, man. You're sitting down all day.
No, it's just genetics. That's just who I am. But I'm a huge fan. I'm like, hey, for whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Some people are like, hey, you didn't put in the work. I was like, don't care.
Do you lift? Are you active at all?
I do. No, I do work out. And the funny thing is, like, it's made me a healthier person because it gave me that boost, right? Like, it kind of started pushing the momentum in the right direction.
Right.
So, like, now I'm healthier than I was before.
Nice.
And, whoever talks shit about it, it's like, do whatever you want. But, like, I would much rather take whatever potential risks that may come out of it, even though all they're finding is more and more health benefits. Like, on a daily basis, it seems like they keep coming out.
It's hard to argue with peptides.
Well, peptides too. Yeah.
Well, Ozempic's a peptide.
Yeah, it is. Yep. But like, it seems like there's more and in my mind, whatever benefits I get from having dropped 50 pounds, way outweighs whatever risks may come associated with it.
That makes sense,
right? Like, because you cannot argue that being 50 pounds heavier is just a terrible idea no matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
Like, that's always just a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's completely destroyed my desire for alcohol.
Really?
So not that I was like a huge drinker before, but I would probably drink 2 to 3 drinks a day. Like
that's pretty...
Without fail, every single day. Now, it's like 2 to 3 drinks a week.
Okay.
Once a week if I go out with my wife. That's the only time I drink.
That makes sense.
She thinks I'm boring. So that's different. I do love you. But yeah, she thinks I'm boring now because I don't drink anymore.
Oh, she's still pounding, huh? 50?
No, she's not. No, that makes her sound really bad. No, that's not true either. But no, she's like, she still likes to, have fun with me once in a while. And like, I just don't feel like drinking, sweetheart. She's like, you're boring.
I was at a point where I couldn't have fun unless I was drunk when I was younger. So I know what you're talking about,
Yeah, I get it.
But now I'm the sober guy, just drunk DDing.
So you're totally done with drinking?
I'll drink. Like, I was just on my honeymoon. I had a drink, but I'm not blacking out anymore. You know what I mean?
Did you drink that much?
Yeah, I used to go hard.
Okay.
Yeah, I was life of the party in high school.
Okay.
I was they called me tomato face because I'm allergic to alcohol. So you know how Asians get really red?
Yeah.
That's an allergy to alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so half of Chinese people, I think, have that gene break.
Okay. I didn't even know you were Asian.
Yeah, half Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, It's tough to tell with the curly hair and the height.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, dude, I'm done. It's not worth the.
So when did you stop?
When did I actually stop? Probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Do you miss it?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
because the next day shot.
Yeah.
You're not
and
productive.
You're young as hell. Can you
28,
imagine?
but that's my generation's not drinking. Have you looked at the stats on this?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, liquor companies are struggling.
Oh, I know that. Oh, that plus all the GLPs, the weight loss drugs.
Yeah.
Because weight loss drugs absolutely just crush, like I was just saying, they just crush your taste for desire for alcohol, or really any drugs, really most drugs.
Yeah.
So you combine those things, two things together. Like I'm shocked to see that bars are in business now.
For real.
I'm shocked they're not just shutting down.
Well, I know they're struggling. Bars
I used
and
to own a
clubs.
bar, so
Oh yeah.
I'm really thankful that I wasn't, I was around before.
You've worn a lot of hats.
This whole thing, yeah.
What's been your favorite business to own, other than the call center?
I mean, the bar was fun. It's a bar. How can it not be fun?
I'm sure you got a lot of stories.
Yeah. There's a lot of stories. I mean, it's a bar. Like, how could it not be fun?
Were there fights there every night?
No, it was a clean. It was a nice. It was a high end. It was a cigar bar. It was a high end cigar bar.
That's my type of scene. A cigar lounge, something like that. I don't like the crowded, like younger crowd bars.
It was like, what's that place in Resorts World?
Oh, 8 Lounge.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my exact scene. Calm.
It was like that.
High level people.
Yep. I mean, we had like DJs like on Fridays, but it was kind of like a lounge. It was a lounge scene.
That makes sense.
So that's what it was like. Yeah. So I mean, that was super fun. But from a business perspective, I'm so glad to be out of it.
Yeah.
It was not.
Any brick and mortar's tough, right?
Well, there's that. And then it's like, people who work at McDonald's, they can't even like handle the smell of fried foods anymore.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me with like the smell of the back bar, like smelling like a dishwasher, a bar dishwasher. I gag. I gag now.
Yeah, I'm sure that smelled terrible.
Yeah, and it was a smoking bar, so like then you combine the smell of like stale beer with ashtrays.
Oh,
am I making you hungry? Yeah.
Now I know why I don't see too many of those mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's just one or the other cigars.
I was like the last cigar bar in the state of Colorado.
Oh,
like
wow. So they got rid of them all.
No, they didn't get rid of them all, but they just grandfathered them in. So if you didn't exist before it got grandfathered, then you couldn't open.
Yeah, because you need 2 different licenses.
So now, the liquor and the cigar. So now they're just the couple that are left. That's it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Interesting.
R.I.P. cigar bars.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever do brick and mortar. There's too much logistics with it.
It is, but I mean, now you see this like huge, this huge resurgence now with the Cody Sanchez's of the world, and even the the Hormozis of the world that are pushing, and these guys who are pushing the boring business model, which I agree. From an entrepreneurial perspective, I think that there should be more attention paid to, because everybody wants the sexy business. And like anything else, when that gets saturated, well, there goes that thing. But the boring business model, look, I'm in home services, right?
Yeah.
That's about as boring as it gets. And I think it's just like, it's a young thing, right? People watch, Shark Tank or whatever, and they just they get inundated with that idea that it's not a real business unless I somehow become the sexy face of that business. It's not a real business unless if it makes me insta-famous. Right.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is, like, that accounts for like a very small.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
It's a very, very small percentage of businesses that are like that. Most of them are really quite boring.
And on Shark Tank, you're only seeing the highlights also.
Well, you're only seeing the businesses that are TV worthy.
Yeah.
You're only seeing the businesses that those producers know will keep viewership interested.
Because there's a lot of people that go on and it never airs.
Oh, for sure. Because they're just too boring.
Yeah.
There's like, you're not going to see roofers on there or HVAC companies on there. It's never going to happen. It's just not that exciting for TV.
Yeah.
So no, I think I think that people should be going back. Look, from a business owner's perspective, like you just said, there's a lot of problems obviously with brick and mortar businesses, right? Just too many buttons to push and levers to pull. I agree with that model, but not if you play your cards right. Like, the whole like laundromat model. Right, like there's plenty of people who are gazillionaires off of just running laundromats.
Yeah,
what a cool business model. Like you do nothing. Like you don't have to step foot into your business almost, or really ever.
Yep.
That's a great model. I mean, it's as unsexy as it gets.
True. Yeah, there's people that own 5 McDonald's and they're making $1 million a year.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't remember who I was talking to. It was just last week. A guy who owns like 80-something McDonald's. He's never stepped foot into any one of them.
Wow.
No, he's never stepped foot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not one of them.
Yeah, I'm of the belief like I ran boring businesses to initially build my capital. I did e-commerce, dropshipping, boring stuff, and don't miss that too much. But I'm at the point now where I want to have fun and have purpose and meaning.
Good. Well, look, I mean, ultimately, a business can only succeed if you love what you do.
Right.
Right. I mean, if you're starting a business just for making a few bucks, I mean, good luck. That's really hard. It can happen, I think, once you've reached a certain level of maturity in your life that you're just coming at business from an investor approach. Mm-hmm. Once you're coming at business as just, I'm just here to put the money in and get the money out, and this is just a glorified ATM machine to me. But because you already have that skill set in place and you're not walking into this business totally unprepared going, how do I run this thing?
Right.
I've never run a laundromat. That would be a huge problem. Right, but if you're coming at this from an investor approach, because you've already built your way up, business acumen to that point in your life, and you know the fundamentals of business, and you know how to run them, and you know how to delegate things, then by all means, then you can do whatever the hell you want. Right, the world's your oyster at that point. But if you're young, then I think it's a terrible idea. If you're young, you have to start with what you love because you don't have the knowledge base yet. You still have to build up that knowledge base so that you can become one day that hands-off investor.
Yeah, you got to fail first.
Who can just kind of throw money at things because he knows like this thing's going to work. Cool. Let me throw some cash at that, and let me throw some cash at that, and watch the dividends pay off.
Right.
But that takes time to get to that point in your life.
Yeah, it's tough to learn that just through.
You can't. There's no books.
You don't think so?
There's no books or
how
courses.
To invest or.
No, there's no course or books. No, you have to fall down a hell of a lot. You have to fall down a lot. Or you have to be a savant. I mean, right, sure, maybe there's one or two, business savants out there that have already understand that model. But I think you have to have been in the business world a long time and have failed.
Yeah.
I'm not saying bankruptcy. I'm not saying, shut your doors and, lose your house. I'm not saying that, but everyone fails, right? I mean, that's the basis of really running any successful business is the failure that gets you to that point. You had to have failed so many times because with each failure comes a learning lesson and coming out the other side healthy. You had to have accrued enough of those failures in order to just be able to look at any business model and go, I already know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to fall down. I know exactly what that fall's going to look like. I know how I'm going to get up. I know I'm going to fix it, and it'll be done in 24 hours, and boom, I'll come out on the other side.
Yeah.
Cranking money out of this ATM machine.
Yeah, statistically, I think you're correct because hedge fund managers have not outperformed the S&P 500. I think 80% of them are reporting lower gains.
That's right.
And these are the best investors, quote unquote.
Right, investors who have zero operational skill
experience, right?
Zero operational skill set. They come with a Harvard degree, but they don't actually know how to run a real business.
Yeah.
They've read a lot of books. Good
and then they take
buddy.
a fee of your gains when they get less than the S&P.
Well, there's a business, but that's their business. That is their business, right? Their business is between the lines.
Yeah.
That's their business. It's not operating the actual end. It's not operating the actual business itself. It's how to capture money in between. That's their business, and good for them.
Yeah. What have been some of your favorite investments?
I don't invest in anything but myself.
Oh, yeah?
I don't. I mean, that's not entirely true. I do now put money into I work with a couple of real estate investors. I kind of fund some of their projects.
Private money lending?
Private money lending.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. That's really about the only area for the most part now where I'm really kind of deploying capital into something that isn't my own. Because where am I going to get the kind of returns that I can produce?
Yeah, you're getting 15% on that, right?
In PML?
15? Yeah.
PML? More than that.
Really?
More than that.
Wow,
Yeah.
they're giving you more than that?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So they're fixing and flipping quick.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
just high volume.
Got it.
High volume with just quick need for cash.
And that's still working right now? That
is.
strategy?
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I thought the real estate market was toast.
Depends where you're operating, and like right now they're just buying they're buying properties with cash.
It's a buyer's market right now, right?
They're using PMLs, to buy these properties with cash. So it can be done, but otherwise, no, I don't. I mean, cheers to Ryan Stewman. I was just talking with him, and we were just chatting about this exact subject of like where to deploy capital.
Yeah, because he's been screwed. He's in like 4 FBI cases from his investments.
Oh, well, maybe
I don't know if you knew that, but he's been posting about it.
Well, maybe that's why he was sharing this information. Probably talking about this exact same subject, and he was talking. I was like, "Hey, what kind of things are you investing in?" He's like, "I don't touch shit now except for stocks."
Yeah,
I'm like, wow.
I can't blame him. He's lost millions investing in funds.
Yeah, I get it. You get burned enough times, and
I've been burned a few times. I was not doing enough due diligence, so I'm gonna just take accountability, honestly. And I think that's important when you're investing in stuff, not to put the blame on other people for failing.
For sure.
So,
I agree with you.
But it happens, right?
Yeah.
We've all lost money on an investment.
But to me, back to answer your question, I think anyone who's listening to this, and if you're, if ultimately all day long, I would still say you're never going to get a better return on your investment than
agreed, 100%.
The bank of you.
I'll buy books, I'll buy courses, whatever.
Yeah, just keep putting money into you.
Yeah,
no one's going to outperform you.
Because your brain is what makes you money.
Because you're going to always give yourself better returns all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this empire that you built for yourself.
Yeah, invest in the equipment, invest in.
What's your ROI? Every time you put $1 into this thing, it spits out what? I don't know if you've ever done the math, but
it's crazy.
Probably spits out 100. For every $1 you put in, or something close.
Close to that, probably. Yeah.
Can you? You can't replicate that.
No,
not even.
No, when I spend 20 on a book, the ROI is actually insane.
And I was listening to Hormozy about this, and there was another YouTube channel called The Hamptons, which is a very interesting channel.
Is that Sam Parr's podcast or no?
I don't think so. It's a community for like founders.
Yeah, that's Sam's community.
Okay. Yeah. He's done some really, really interesting studies on this. But what they have found is that generally speaking, once business owners reach a certain level of wealth, they stop caring about producing more wealth because you reach a point where it's like, well, I have enough money now. I don't need to keep accruing more.
Right.
Now you get to the point where it's like, well, how do I just keep it? How do I just not put it at risk? Right. And I think that's where they also kind of realize, like, the best return on investment I ever got was myself. Now, if I'm going to try to, and this is where my comment on Hormozy comes in, because he also kind of parrots that same model where he's like, stop trying to look at other avenues to be your primary source of income, because your primary source of income will nothing will ever outproduce yourself. Instead, just keep your money safe and do exactly that. Keep it safe.
Great advice.
Keep it safe.
Because we try to treat our money.
Stop risking it. Stop trying to go for home runs. You made $1. Now you're going to go take that $1 and hand it over here and get another home run. And then while that's not working for you, you're going to put it over here and try to get another home run.
Yep.
And then you get screwed with one of those avenues. Instead of doing that, just focus on yourself as your primary source of income, and then everything else is just wealth preservation, and that's it. So simplify.
Great
and
advice.
Now you've opened up mental real estate to once again reinvest back into the bank of yourself.
Yep. I've lost my money twice for the exact reason you're saying, because I tried to apply my mindset to investing that I had in business.
Yeah.
I went all in. That's my mindset. When I go on a business, I'm all in.
Of course. As you should be.
Yeah, because I'll put the risk all on myself because I'm betting on myself. But when it comes to investments, you can't really do that.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's why I lost my money twice.
So what was it? I'm curious to know. What was it? How did it happen?
First time with sports cards. It was a boom in the market like probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know if you saw that. Just over-invested, over-leveraged, and I was buying the wrong cards and then lost it all. The market crashed.
Okay.
And then built up my net worth back to 10 million with crypto. Lost all of it.
In crypto?
Yeah. Crypto crashed. I was investing in meme coins and risky coins. So the volatility on these coins, because they're all coins, you could go down 80, 90% in a day, sometimes hours.
Fuck,
it's not like stocks.
Me a panic attack.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I would never put my money, like, could you imagine, like, I'm assuming most people who are watching this are business owners.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like, anyone's watching this, could you imagine, like, if your business crashed 90% in a day?
That's crypto.
I'd have to change my shorts right now if that happened.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It was nuts.
But again, this proves the point. Like, once again, this proves the point. That is almost can't happen, right? If it's your own business, that almost can't happen because you have safeguards in place,
right?
And you know your business better than anything else. Like, so you know that just can't happen. So isn't that creepy and crazy that like here you were deploying all this money into a particular channel that can just plummet like that? Now it can go the other direction too,
and it did at first.
But isn't that just the definition of fucking gambling now?
Crypto is gambling.
Didn't we just define what gambling is?
Yeah,
basically?
outside of the top 10 coins, crypto I would say is gambling. If you're buying anything outside the top 10,
okay,
even some in the top 10.
But you're heavy into Bitcoin right now, aren't you?
Ethereum, but
Ethereum. Okay.
I had a lot of Bitcoin too.
Why? I don't know shit about crypto, so like why? Because I've just stayed away from it.
Bitcoin's a finite amount. There's 21 million coins, never will be made again, and a lot of hedge funds and like VCs are getting into it. So it got up to 120,000 a coin this year.
Okay.
It's at like 89 as we film this, but
so why Ethereum? Why was that your avenue as opposed to
more risk but more reward, I guess, because it's not the same price.
So you're gambling
like it's
again.
The market cap. Yeah, it's basically gambling.
So you're a gambler.
Yeah.
You like
Well, when I was younger, yeah. Now I haven't bought anything new for years. I've just been sitting on what I have. Yeah. Because after you lose that amount of money, you're not going to be taking the same risks anymore.
That's it. Yeah. You go through a traumatic event, a PTSD type event like that.
So as I get older, I don't chase those crazy gains anymore. I'm cool with like 10, 20% a year on stuff I invest in.
Well, there you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Which isn't like sexy, but...
Well, but then you can just go right back into real estate.
Yeah.
Right? And now you can be super, super safe.
Yeah.
And you get all the tax benefits that come with it too, and all the multitude of other benefits too.
Yeah, especially now that I'm married and I want to have kids. If I were to lose everything, it's not just me anymore.
That's
so
right.
I can't just ever do that again.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, you're supposed to take risks when you're young. That's...
Yeah, now I'm glad it happened. I needed it.
Sure.
I needed a wake-up call.
Isn't that interesting? You needed it.
I thought I was going to be a billionaire off crypto. I needed that humbling experience. You know what I mean?
That interesting?
I thought I was going to be a centimillionaire off selling masks during the pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, every failure, and I had a failure that was borderline. I had my, catastrophic failure not that long ago. For me, it was about two and a half years ago. And it was just one terrible business decision that I made, which I didn't see coming. Now, of course, to me, it's like
hindsight.
To me, it's like a semi coming at me head on now with its brights on, how I didn't see it, but well, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I had that realization, and I'm super thankful. I came back 10 times more successful from that one event than I ever would have, I think, had I not had that
Exactly.
event. That event put me through such, not only was it traumatizing, and so obviously there's, huge lessons that came out as a result of that traumatization, but it forced me to buckle down and put aside all my pain and discomfort and buckle down and just say, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes right now to fix this mess that I just got myself into. And I just buckled down like I've never have before in my life. It's like, it's like the stories that you hear from people who have just been quote unquote fuck ups their whole lives, younger people, and they go to the military. And that's where, or they go to prison before they find Jesus. Mm-hmm. The classic story. I found Jesus. Well, I went to prison. Oh, big surprise. Right?
Classic.
That was my finding of my proverbial Jesus.
Yeah, I think we all go through something like that.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never met an entrepreneur that didn't have some similar story to that.
Really?
I think it's like a rite of passage, honestly.
I think it has to be.
Like you got to have that one fail. I actually met, I didn't meet him, but someone told me he met a billionaire once. And he said he doesn't work with people that haven't had a failure before.
That makes sense. That
makes
a lot of
he
sense.
Doesn't become business partners with someone that hasn't had a company like fail.
And that's one of the things, right? Like that's part of running a company is like you have to go through recessions. You have to go through tough economic times. When I started my first business, I started it in November of 2001. So 2 months after 9/11.
Wow.
That's when I started my first business.
During a recession.
Yeah, one of the worst in the entire history. And so I learned very quickly, like I didn't know anything else. That was my first, foray into business was, well, welcome to this shitstorm,
Yeah.
So, but I'm so thankful because it's like I didn't know any better. I didn't know good times. I only knew these incredibly challenging times, and that's what I got thrown into. So I'm like, this sounds weird, but I wish the same on every aspiring business owner. I wish that they would only start in a difficult down market because there's nothing worse than thinking you're just the smartest kid on the block, right? There's nothing worse than thinking you're hot shit because then you will eat a face full of humble pie real fast.
Well, now's the time. Looks like we're about to be in another recession. I know they've been saying that for years, but it actually seems like we're there now.
It does. And actually, the Bitcoin crash looks like it's actually a bit of a precursor. It's a bit of a canary in a coal mine.
It actually, if you follow Bitcoin crashes with recessions, there's a similarity there.
Yeah, and so that's
and real estate too.
A lot of economists are saying that it is the canary in a coal mine. It is the precursor to a big recession about to come. And then the fact that the only thing that's actually been holding, that's propping up our economy this whole time has been AI.
AI. If it wasn't for AI, we would have already been in one.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get ready, guys. Buckle up. It's going to be rough few years, maybe a few months. Who knows how long it'll be. But
I agree.
Dude, this was great. Where can people, do you do coaching or anything? Do you have any products?
No, I don't do the coaching thing. I help companies. I help companies get more business. That sounds cheesy because everyone says that. No, here's what I really do is I help companies get their sales guys into homes to sell those people stuff, right? So whether you're in roofing or HVAC or even solar, but electrician, plumber, whatever it is that you do, and especially in home services. But now we're doing a lot of work with real estate agents because this is it's the same concept, right? Just call a homeowner and be like, hey, you want to sell?
Yeah.
Yes or no, right? It's not that hard. And so, now we're helping companies like that, generate tons and tons of business using this, what was once old is now new methodology. So
nice. So if you're interested in that, guys, we'll link your Instagram for them to reach out to you.
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Cool. Thanks for coming on, man. That was fun.
It's great to meet you.
Check them out, guys. Peace.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.